Welcome to the Marlene Saunders show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about this topic. I know y'all seen the title, and the title is When the Mask Falls Off. Mm, when the mask falls off. Now, let me just say, I give people an opportunity. I give people chances to right their wrongs. But when somebody gets on my bad side, when I find someone caught in something, when you get caught in a web or a sea of lies, and I have proof of the things that you've done. Hey, Naturalitude, how are you? Welcome. When I catch somebody in a sea of their lies, it doesn't matter what you say at this point. It doesn't matter what you try to do. It doesn't matter how you try to convince me that it's not the case. I will never believe anything that you have to say from now on. I will never believe anything that you have to say from now on. When and I'm a person that I give people a lot of opportunities. Hey Tamika, how are you? Hey Tam Tam Rocks. I'm definitely a person that I give people a lot of opportunities. I give people lots of chances. But once somebody gets on my bad side, or when I catch somebody in, in their sea or their web of lies, I'm definitely done with you. And I wanted to talk about this topic when the mask falls off because I think that is very appropriate. I'm doing okay, naturally, too. I'm doing okay. I just, this is something that I just got to get off my chest. Something that was like bothering me because, I'm the type of person that I'm a very patient person. I'm very kind and I'm very giving. But when someone does something on purpose to manipulate me, to use me to you know, stab me in the back, and then when you're confronted, you lie about it, I'm definitely done with you. I give everybody chances, but there's certain things that you can't give people chances for, you know? And I named this When the Mask Falls Off because for a long time, you can find out about, for a long time, people can put up a front. For a long time, people can put up a front and pretend that they're a certain way, but it may be a matter of time. It may be a few weeks, a few months, a few years, but the real person will definitely come out. And the mask always falls off. You can only keep up things for a certain period of time. The mask will always fall off. Who you are, really, who you are really, at the end of the day, it will always be unleashed. It will always go unleashed. And you're right to that. People they keep overstepping boundaries, and that's a no-no. A big no-no. Yeah, and they put up a front, that manipulation, and people they know who to play games with, right? They know who to play games with. They know who to try. Mm. And they know, mm, I just, whew, I probably should have waited until I was a little bit calmer to do this stream, but I think I needed to say it while it was fresh on my mind so I could get some things off my chest. But boy, I tell you, you think you know people sometimes and you have no idea, and it makes a lot of sense. Like when people will say they weren't getting along with a certain person, that was for a reason. But you didn't see that because they didn't reveal that to you. So, after something gets revealed to me, I'm not the type of person that I go by when somebody tells me something about somebody else. Mm-mm. I don't go by that. I go by the way that person treats me, how they act, because you never know if a person had a falling out with somebody else. I'm definitely a person that believes in second chances, even third chances. But when that mask falls off, and you find out that you were dealing with a narcissist, a manipulator, they're gonna lie, cheat, steal, backstab at any opportunity. They'll do anything to save their own skin. They're going to do anything to always appear that they're right. And that's the thing about them. When that mask falls off and they can't help but, it's revealed and they're stripped away. And after that, they hate you. They hate you because you showed them up and you showed everybody else who they are. But, still, even with all of that, they still won't admit what they have done. And that's how I knew that I was dealing with a narcissist. That's how I knew I was dealing with a narcissist. When even when all of the evidence and you tell them everything that they've done, the mask falls off and they cannot deny what it is that they have done. You even will show them the receipts, the proof. They'll never admit it. And of course, here it comes with the I'm sorry, right? Here comes with the I'm sorry, you know. But when you ask them the first time about it, the first time, of course, was another lie because that's what they do. They lie about everything. But then when you finally show the receipts and everything comes up, now they say they're sorry. Hmm. And I'm like, now you're sorry? No, you're not sorry. You're sorry that you got caught because you're a sorry individual. I've become so guarded. I don't give second chances often. Yeah, I understand that, Tam Tam, but sometimes when you're caught up with something, sometimes when it's family, sometimes when it's friends, or when it's in a romantic relationship, you can not see the smoke screen because they're like they're masters at this. They're masters of deceit. They're very good at deceiving you and making you feel like everything is good and everybody else is the problem when you know, when they're actually the problem. They will always spin it like everybody is coming against me. Everybody is giving me a hard time. When what is the real reason why? Hmm. What is the real reason why? What happened to you? You know? Right. You're sorry you got caught. Took the words right out of my mouth. They try to play the victim. Listen, I only wanted you to have this conversation because I'm trying to spread awareness out here. Sometimes like you'll see certain things, like things that are inconsistent, like, okay, you say this and then later on they'll say something completely different. Like the stories don't match up. You also hear from other people that they're doing contrary things, shady things. Hmm. I know. I spent 8 years with my ex narcissist. Left a year ago. Bravest thing I ever did. Congratulations, Tam Tam. Congratulations. Yeah, and that's the hardest thing to do. That was the hardest thing to do for me, was to walk away and actually be done, because like you'll say, "Oh, I'm done with them. I'm done with this relationship. I'm done with this friendship." And then next thing they do something and they get you sucked right back into trusting them again. They're just so good at what they do. Yes, congratulations, as you should, Tam Tam. It takes a strong person to come through any tough situation. And it does. It takes a really strong person to come through on the other side, because sometimes you just don't feel like, I don't know. Like when you're in a relationship, a lot of times, and you find out certain things about people, and it's like it breaks you all the way down. I don't know if you all have ever been in a relationship like that, where they take so much from you that you are like at zero, like they empty you completely because they have nothing else to take from you. They've taken everything from you. Hey Liz, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. And a happy Wednesday again. Yeah, just over here talking about these narcissists and people who are habitual liars, just these backstabbers, cheaters, liars. It's just, I just can't even explain it. It's not something that you can even understand. It just makes absolutely no sense. The things that people will do, it makes absolutely no sense. And when the mask finally does fall off and they get caught, when they get caught in their sea of lies, mm, and they still haven't admitted anything. You're telling them everything. You're showing them the receipts. And when they finally find out that you're not going to fall for their smokescreen of lies and manipulation any longer, now here comes the, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then they start blaming other people. It was this person's fault and that person's fault. So they're not really even sorry. They're still blaming somebody else. They're not accepting any responsibility for what they've done. Thank you so much, Liz. I appreciate your support so much. I have, sis. I had to go through a whole healing process. I'm okay now. I'm so glad to hear that too. It's so many things. I'm not saying that men don't go through, you know, these similar situations just like that, but it's the majority of the times that it's ladies that I hear talking about this. It's the ladies that I hear. Hey, sugar love, how are you? Welcome. Do you want to come up? Yeah, right. And they're trying to get get any way to pull you back in. Yeah, to they try to get you to pull you back in. And I mean, like, I was like at zero in so much pain. So much pain. Like the amount of mental, physical anguish that that they presented, the things that they've said, the things that they've done, the amount of lies that they've told. It's just unbelievable. So I just, you just have to find a way to get through the day. Get through the day, get through the minute, get through the hour, and just take things one step at a time. Hey, Deborah, how are you? It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for coming by. And thanks, everybody, for the likes. Hey, sis.
Hello, sis. Hello, everybody.
How you
Only,
doing? How you
only,
doing today?
only for you. I'm coming up because you know how I feel about you, my twin flame. Because I've been, got the early election out here, so I've been working.
Oh, I know. You've been hustling. I know that.
Yeah, baby, you know that. Yeah,
Mhm.
but this topic, I said I have to jump on. This is a fantastic topic, and really glad that you're covering it. When the masks fall off. Oh,
Oh my goodness, sis. Mm.
I just think that like when the masks fall off, that does something to your whole entire body. It's it's like I can't explain it, but it tears up your insides, and it's like eating something, like everything is like going wrong all at the same time. It's like you do not even feel like yourself, and some people sadly don't come back from that,
Mhm.
and then or it takes them many years to do it. But sometimes your body is never the same after somebody mask fall off, because that's just like you just took that glass and you shattered it. That's what the inside of your body feel like. Somebody just shattered glass all in it.
Yeah. I'm a reason why I wanted to cover this because like something just got me triggered.
Mm. I've been
So
triggered to grow.
somebody triggered me, so I was like, you know what? I feel like it's an important topic to cover, and I said, if I'm going to cover this topic, I got to reach out to my sis and see if she's available.
Right, Tatum. As a child growing up, I was right about things a kid at my age shouldn't, but having to learn a lot as a small child made me wise up before the average time to wise up. Yeah, but see, the thing is, I think what shatters is not just the person that wears the mask. The I think I'm gonna continue what you were saying. That it's just that sometimes the part that we didn't play that we should have played makes it even worse. Like our gut feeling told us something, and we didn't trust ourselves, and
Hmm.
we didn't believe ourselves, and we chose to believe the mass. So that makes it even worse, because now you have like 50 minutes. It's like from day from the day they said hello, now you start going back into time, and
Hmm.
then you start saying, yeah, I knew that walk was something was with that walk, or the way he said hello, like I knew it was like in his eyes. So then we start making ourselves the bad guy in the beginning,
Yeah.
because we had that instinct. So we start placing the blame on ourselves in the beginning, because especially if sometimes people don't know, but sometimes you do get that for like, ah, damn, I shouldn't have missed this, or I shouldn't have missed that, or I should have did this, or I should have did that. I'm so dumb. I was just so dumb, or I was like retarded, or I was like, we start putting names and labels on ourselves because of somebody else behavior.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. That's what I did, sis, because I blame myself like, why didn't I see this? And how come I didn't do that? You
uh
know? I
yeah,
was,
we hurt ourselves. Yeah. Hmm.
and I was like, what is the reason why I didn't see it? And what it was is that, they break you down so much that you're not even strong enough to see certain things.
Yeah, and then it's like in the beginning it does get better for some people, but in the beginning it's like, you know what, why didn't I notice that this change, why didn't I notice that change, like why didn't I notice, like when the mask was slipping, not when it fell off, but when it was slipping. And then we sit up there and go, why did I stay, or why couldn't I leave? I think that's the main issue, is we taunt ourselves with is why couldn't I leave and why didn't I leave?
Hmm.
Like why did I let this continue?
Yeah, but but they're so good at what they do that you're not even strong enough to even try to get away
Yeah,
because
that's another question we ask ourselves too. Like why? Like it's like you could just add a lot of credit, but it's always before we realize is that's them and their behavior and that's them as a person. We we first and initially put the blame on us.
yes. Hi, Toot. Welcome.
Hey, too,
Hey, I just wanted to say, like, in life, like,
Oh,
you gotta
your
fix your mic, baby.
okay, I take these phones off. Every time I try to use them, they never end up well. But
You good?
I just wanted to say, like, in life, like, things don't happen. Like, you gotta actually let it make you into a strong person. Like, you can't let nothing break you down. Like, of course, like, it's okay to like show your emotion, but don't let it take control over you. You let it take. I mean, you let it I mean, you do the opposite or whatever. Like, you can't not let anything bring you down. Cause like some people love to see you down. Some people love to see you at your weakness. Some people won't uplift you when you down. Some people will make you even feel like worse. Or like, oh, you don't supposed to feel this way. It's okay to show emotion, but you can't show your emotion around everybody. Cause some people don't understand it, and they will take it and flip it on you, and like make you feel like you don't supposed to feel that way. Make you feel like you know supposed to express yourself or whatever. So like that's why you just gotta be careful around people, whatever, because like some people like they prey on the weakness and they prey on people who be sad and they prey on the people like that they know is genuine kind and like they know it's not with their BS and stuff like that. Cause like sometimes like you gotta know like what type of people to be around. Cause like some people like they don't want nobody around them that's always talking good, that's always like doing good with their life and stuff like that, or trying to do good and stuff. Like some people they don't like that. Like they have the demonic spirits and stuff, and like they don't like to see nobody doing good or whatever. Like some people they go through things and they never did accepted it, and they never did want to accept it. I don't know, cause like they feel like they can't. I don't know. Like that's just what I wanted to say. I wanted to come up here and talk my own piece or whatever. Cause like sometimes like in life, like things gonna happen, but you just gotta accept it. And if you can't change it, just move on and heal from it. Do not let it break you down because things gonna happen or whatever. But you just gotta handle the situation the best way you can and stuff like that.
yes, I agree with you 100% too. But sometimes when somebody does something to you like that, and then they've isolated you from your family,
Mm-hmm.
and you have no self-esteem, like it's hard to get
Yeah,
up.
that
And that's why I wanted to have this conversation
yeah,
with everybody.
that's what I was getting ready to say. Everybody's circumstance is different. Like sometimes it depends on how much you lost, right? Because it depends on where your life was at. Because you have some people, their lives was really good, right? And then things was going good, they was flourishing, they was probably socialites, they probably walked with their head up high and had a smile, hey, how you doing? And then that person sat up there and destroyed your whole, I mean, yeah, you could be stronger or whatever, but before it gets to that point, you that loss, like the loss of friends, the things that you may have said to people you knew all your life and you just cut them off, and then you hurt people feelings also for that vampire. So then some people lost their jobs, some people lost their kids, and then sometime when the mask is off, they still try to taunt you. Like sometimes it's like they just don't want to go away until you are fully destroyed. So
Yeah, my bad. I feel what you're saying though, because like some people, like I was just saying, like some people love to see you at your weakness or whatever. Like some people, like they don't take the time like to match your energy, or like to be on the same page you on and try to uplift you. Some people just love to see people down, and it's crazy that it's like that because like you should want to see everybody doing good. Like the only time you should look down on someone if you helping that person up. But nowadays, like it's a lot of hate going on. It's just a lot of negative energy going on.
But some people, like she said, when the mask is there, right? So you
Right,
got to try to keep it on the mask. So when the mask is on, so she got it when the mask falls. Let's go back to when the mask is on, right? So
right,
when the mask is on, they are, as they say, the Prince Charming stage, right? So
right,
that's the person you can depend on. Remember, the mask is on, so none of this is true. But in the beginning, like for some reason, they came around exactly when you needed them. They was like your shoulder. They was your shoulder to cry on. They the ones where if you didn't have a car, hey, I picked you up for work, or they bought you gifts. And what they found out everything you like because you told them, you gave them the cheat sheet, right?
right,
But also, sis, I don't mean to cut you off, but also you got to remember in that a lot of times when you're dealing with narcissists, they've been watching you, so they
Yeah.
already know
Mhm.
who you
yes.
are to target you.
Right, exactly.
Right. Can I say something?
Hmm.
Cause like yes, like some people like they actually sit back and they actually take the time out to figure you out to use that against you and like not like cause like they actually draw you in into no more like okay, I know this about this person. I know that about this person. And at the time they mask is on. So like you really not paying no attention to them like actually figuring you out. You thinking, okay, like this person wanna be my friend, like this person like actually care for me until the mask come off, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
And now this person is trying to put the mask back on because you didn't figure this person out or whatever.
Well, yeah, but and then a lot of times too, you know, it's hard to really um when the mask is on, it's like when people try to tell you things and you like, shoot, please, he done run my bath water, or he rubbed my toes, or so at this point, he's a good man. So there are no complaints. He's everything you want him to be. And you got to remember, you don't know. Some people, the masks don't fall off until like the minute you say the word I do. So they can court you and keep that mask on, some depending on how they need that supply, right? So it all
Right,
goes off the narcissistic supply. So some people need it, like they need that hit. So some people mask will fall off a little bit quicker, but some will wait you out. They will wait you out for years. Sometimes after you get married, you're like, oh my gosh, like after the honeymoon, like the honeymoon, it's like then they now all of a sudden they're controlling and they're this. Or you got some that soon as you have the baby, some of them get you pregnant like really quick, right? Making you think we're gonna be the family. I'm the best dad and everything. You're gonna have this baby, then the mask full of. So that's why a lot of women is it hurts them even worse because it's nothing like wasted time, and they destroyed your time and they waste your time. So there is no exception to the rule. Like I said, if anybody have not been with a narcissistic person, just be thankful, but never say it cannot be me.
Oh, sis, that's what I said. I said it will never. I said I used to hear all these crazy stories about, all the things that people would do in the relationship. I'll do this, and I was like, I'll never give nobody no money. I'm never gonna do this. But how they spin it, it's like they get you to feel sorry for themselves, like, oh, I wish I could do this, but I don't have anybody else to depend on. They guilt you into feeling like if you don't do it, then you're gonna let them down.
Okay. Now Tatum says, I lost both my parents. I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you, because I ain't got my glasses on. I lost both my parents in 2018. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then that happened. I depended on him so much. I had to get stronger. And when I left, I went to a homeless shelter. It was an awful experience. See, that's why I said for some reason, that part you don't plan. I don't know how that happens, but they always come to you when it's your time, when it's your time in need. I don't know how that happens. That they don't know. They don't know what's going to happen. But for some reason, them vampires pop up exactly when you need them, right when
Can
you're
I
going through some type of hardship. See, and they are real in your mind. They are really there holding you down.
Hmm.
can I say something?
Hmm.
Go ahead.
But I'm sorry, Tatiana, that you lost your parents and stuff like that. And like she said, like it made her into a stronger person or whatever. Because like some things like is destined to happen, or whatever. Like because sometimes like some people like they actually depend on other people to like actually uplift them or whatever. Like some people like they not gonna tell you like you need to focus on yourself and like you can't depend on nobody else to like make you feel good. You can't depend on nobody else to like bring you happiness or whatever. You gotta have that already in yourself. Cause like when some things go wrong, like you're not gonna know how to control your anger. You're not gonna know how to control your emotion because you was always depending on somebody else. And like I was doing the same thing. Like I try not to relate myself to things, but I just want to tell her that like sometimes like when you coming up or whatever and like you not taught like the right things or whatever, like you put your emotions and like on somebody else or whatever, and like you depend on somebody else to like help you or whatever. Like ain't nothing wrong with that or whatever, but you gotta always have that in yourself already, cause like sometimes like you gonna need it, cause like sometimes like you always need self love. You always need to focus on yourself. You always need to know like you strong without nobody. Like you strong with yourself. You strong with actually having God in your life. Like put everything in God's hands and trust in His wisdom. He will always lead you the right way. Of course, mistakes gonna be made, but learn from your mistakes and make that and let them mistakes make you into the person that you are today or whatever. Like you cannot like depend on nobody else to like help you whatever, because like that person may change on you in any given minute or whatever. And you're gonna be like, dang, this person was just cool the other day, now this person acting this type of way. Like that's just how people is. Like people will switch up just like the weather. One day it may be sunny, the next day it may be raining. That's why sometimes like you just can't put your trust into nobody because like you don't know how that person gonna change
But
turn out in the end of the day.
but let me ask you: was you the thing is now what you're saying is beautiful? Was this after a lesson? Like when the mask fall off, you know, is that after you went through some things, so now you said, okay, this is what I've learned. See, it sounds like you're speaking of the after effect. See, when the mask is on, you don't know that it's happening. If you understand what I'm saying, you
Yes.
don't,
Yeah, I
you don't,
understand.
you don't know what's happening. So how you can't say, I need this, I need that. Whatever you need, even if it is, if whatever type of person you are, and whatever your needs are, that's what they provide. So you don't know what's going on until it's too late.
Right.
So if you are a strong person like that, then they're gonna wait you out. They're gonna gaslight you. Like they're gonna do so little subtle things. You're not gonna know what's even happening. So if you're a strong person, they may act like they your biggest cheerleader, but really sabotaging you. But you don't know because you're thinking, hey, this is my biggest cheerleader. Hey, um, oh, I like to read these type
Yeah.
of books.
Can, can I
Bring you the books. Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to say like everybody got like natural intuitions. Everybody got like natural instincts, whatever. And like that's just like if you sick or whatever, like your body is gonna do everything to fight that sickness off, or whatever. And like that's just like with the same thing with energy. Like if you not getting like a good vibe from this person, if you're not getting a good spirit from this person, you gonna feel off. You gonna get a bad good feeling or whatever. And like even at a young age, like I got that, but like you said, when the mask is on, like you ignore everything. Like
You don't
no, this not the
ignore it.
person.
You just don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
So
right.
we can't say, I mean, yeah, your intuition is good, but when you're dealing with a narcissistic or a sociopathic person, they are remember, they are empaths also. They are just the negative side of an empath. They're the negative side. So they have an intuition too. They read you too. They pick up on stuff on you too. So, you know, like
Yeah, and also,
I get what you're saying, but that's when you learned the lesson, or these are things to look out for. But we talking about when the mask falls off, like depending on
mhm,
how much. Some people lost everything. Some people,
yeah,
women lost
lose.
their houses, people lost their cars. So, when it's like, if that was for, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to pick yourself up, but remember, everybody's different. Everybody is built different. If you look at
Yeah.
some women, that one man who, that narcissist, that sick person, they ain't never dated again ever. Some people stop that one kid because it never got into a relationship again ever. That's how bad some people can destroy you,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's their goal. So even if they know, hey, she's a little bit smart, everybody has a weakness, right? So
Right.
if they so your weakness might not be you. It might be like, you know what? I know she loved her sister, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a advantage at her sister. And a lot of times men do that because now that's causing friction. Like I said, you don't know what angle they're coming from, and they're going to use any and everything, and they're going to find your weakness. That's how a lot of men end up sleeping with the sister or cousin or the best friend. But whatever your weakness is, that's what they go for, and they start adding and stuff, and other people don't know that they're in your shell.
Yep.
They
Because
included other people. Probably included your mama. They probably included their mama, your cousins, and they don't even know that they have become flying monkeys. This is a wicked game.
yeah, and you don't even know what's happening to you because most of the time they've studied you so well. They know everything about you and they know how to mirror stories to keep you interested and trusting them. So that's what I don't like about this. Like, you don't even know how deep you are into it because everything that they do, they know how to mirror things in order to change into what you need.
And a lot of times, to add on to what she said, that part is absolutely true. And I think I said that earlier. You do have your intuition. That's another thing why some women beat themselves up, because they do have it. And some of them, they do can feel something wrong. But then the question comes, Dad, I must be really wrong. I feel this way, but he's such a great guy. And we don't go with our intuition. Because you're like, why am I feeling like this? This man come home every night. He treats me like a queen. He does everything he's supposed to do. Why do why? And then we ignore it. But she is absolutely correct. We do have we all have the intuition, or we have seen some of the red flags. But when they gaslight you, or like we spoke upon before, sometimes you know they become like a jokester, but sometimes they become a romantic type of jokester. So that throws you off too. Come here, baby. You know I'm just playing with you. Let me get a kiss on over here, and then they'll find a way to make you laugh or joke at their behavior. And you, oh, stop playing with me, but not
Yeah.
knowing right,
Hmm.
right. They find different ways to break your boundaries
And they will
without you knowing.
and they will always make a joke at your expense, like something that they know that you're very sensitive about, whether it be your weight, your hair, and what everything that we're talking about today. This applies to women too. There are women
Mhm.
who are doing the same thing
Yeah,
to men.
the
We're
jazzy
just
fast.
speaking. We're just speaking about the men because we're women.
Right.
But
Exactly.
I just want everybody to so that's clear. Don't think we're just saying this is a one-sided thing. It goes for both sides. But yeah, that's what happened to me. They got me so low, and there were so many things that their story was so good and their game is so good, and they knew me so well that I couldn't believe I couldn't believe what other people were telling me. Like people would say, "Oh, be careful of them," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? They treat me so nice, and they do this, and look what they bought me, and look where and look at the plans, and we're getting married, and all of this stuff."
And
But
and let's not forget, they're very they're so intelligent. You know, I just love it. A lot of them are very intelligent, very
Yes,
intellectual, and a lot of women love that. Like, wow, he's smart.
yes,
Smart
right.
words, and you watch Jeopardy all day. So, but
yeah.
a lot of times they're not Pookie and Ray Rays. These
Right. 'Cause
they are
like
not Pookie and Ray Rays. These are
Yeah.
and then a lot of times it be a lot of like a covert narcissist. Them the ones that everybody love. Them the ones do a lot of humanitarian stuff. Them the ones, hey pastor, you
Mm-hmm.
the people. So and them the ones that a lot of community, oh, they're just so great people. So the whole town and community thinking they just such a great person, and they always done good in front of people, and then nobody knows what happened behind closed doors.
yes, behind closed door, they're a whole different person. Like this, just like when you watch movies or whatever. Like this person is all giggles, all smiles around the neighbors, all smiles around the people that's in the stores and stuff. But like behind closed doors, the mask is on. Then I mean, the mask is off then, but like not like in your eyes. But it's like it's crazy because like people like they do wrong to people that's doing good to them. Like they show like, and it's crazy how like some people like they actually take the time out to be mean and take the time out to manipulate somebody that's actually want to do good with them or whatever. Like, but the people that treat them bad, like they try to treat them good. Like it's just so backwards nowadays. Like most people like they take the people that doing them good or whatever, like they just treat them so badly. I'm not saying everybody do that, but like it's
Mm-hmm.
more people doing it than like the normal. Like some people like you can treat them good, then the next day this person act like you didn't spit in their cereals or whatever. Like dang, what I do to you? Cause some people like they just take they problems out on other people. Like you may not see it because like they're like we was like we was saying earlier, like that person like gets to know you and get to study you and whatever, and like you really don't actually pay attention to it. Like somebody can tell you about this person or whatever. You like, no, like y'all said, like, no, he buy me clothes and stuff like that and stuff. Like, okay, no, like I don't see no wrong in my eyes. Like I'm not seeing what you seeing. Like this can't be right because like this is not how I'm feeling about this person. Like this not how I see this person. I don't see this person like you see this person. Like that's just like it takes time to heal. Like because like when you go through something or whatever, it's up to you to heal from it or to let it bring you down for the rest of your life. It's up to you for to make a change from it or make it bring you down. Like you got choices. It's up to you to take them. Like you have choices in life, but it's like it's up to you to take the right choice or it's up to you to take the wrong path or whatever. Like it's just like with anything. Like if somebody asks you a question, it's up to you to respond back, or it's up to you to ignore that person. Like that's just like with anything. Like people like sometimes like you just gotta take the good route and not the route that you want to, cause like you gotta follow your heart. Like I was saying, like you got intuition, you got natural instinct. So like if you're not feeling a good vibe about something, your body's gonna let you know and whatever. Like, cause that's just like but when you're around so many people, like I don't know, like you really just can't tell or whatever. But like when you around like a certain number of people, like your body will let you know like if this person got good energy or not. Cause like you will get a bad good feeling like this person like it's a bad person or whatever. But like you may ignore it and you may don't. And like that's just how it is.
And sometimes you gotta remember when you are a narcissistic person, they know how to tune that out where you don't pick it up. And that's how a lot of people get caught out there too. That's why they always say like if you're an empath and not they like attract narcissistic people, and you would think they would be the first ones to know because they're empaths. But you know how many empaths get caught out there with narcissistic people? They know how to rewire it where you do not pick it up. That's again, it's a mask, it's their representative. So a lot of things a lot of times you don't pick up on stuff until the mask fall off. Then your mind start flooding with all the things that you missed. You
Right.
know. So
Exactly, sis. And it's like it's crazy when you start seeing like inconsistencies, like wait a minute, like they'll tell you one thing and then they'll lie about something else, and they'll convince you like, no, that's, you didn't see that. And be like, and you're be
Right.
like, yes, and you're saying to yourself, yes, I did see that. And then
Right.
they will convince you and have you second guessing yourself. Well, maybe I didn't see it, or maybe I was being this. And that is exactly
or
the
it could be a thing, you left the light on, you cut the light off, and you'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know I left the light on," and you'll go and cut it off, and they're knowing that they the one who cut it on.
But and it's crazy how like we can talk and like we can understand this because like it just is it's happening repeatedly over and over, all this narcissist behavior, all this negative energy behavior. People like it's crazy, like it's just a cycle that like it won't stop or whatever. Like I'm not saying everybody's like this, but I'm saying it's more than the average number of people like this. Like why is people like these nowadays? Like what happened to the good people? Like where are they? Like is there like is they going to extinction or something? Like come on, like
I
and
have to. I gotta agree with
that's
you
what I
on
say
that
all the
part, girl.
time.
I gotta. No, it's sad that it's so many, but a lot of times too, depending on how some people were brought up and depending on how much damage they had when they were younger, they split their personality. So now they have became two people. So the part that they don't want you to see, the hurt kid or the hurt boy or the one who like have like anger towards like their parents, their mother or their father, that's one side. And then they split to they do a lot so you don't see that. To even they will even destroy you to protect that vulnerability that they have. And a lot of them, when they turn off them emotions, that's when they become narcissistic people, right? Because they split, and
Mhm.
then everything, and then sometimes the second way you could become a narcissist, that's not a sociopath. You could be a narcissistic and a sociopath or a sociopath. So it's a lot of different letters there. So people, and there's a little slight differences. So I just put it all together and say vampires, but you
Right.
don't know which demon that you're working with, because like a sociopath, they're gonna love bomb you really quick, because a sociopath, they like to keep moving on. They like to destroy you. They want the immediate high, right? But a narcissist will wait you out.
For years.
Sometimes people don't leave their narcissistic husband to after 20 years. Some of them, the kids are already grown and out the house. And ever notice that some women get divorced um in they later age? Like, I never thought they'd get divorced. And it be the kids are shocked, like their mommy and daddy, but get a divorce, like wow. But they will wait you out.
Mhm. And I have to add to that too. We have to also think in this too that there also could be some mental illness mixed in. You don't know if they could have some schizophrenia, some whatever it is. They
Yeah, but
got they.
a lot of them, if you go on it, a lot of them, they're hurting themselves as well. But what a narcissistic, even though they're hurting themselves, but they're not really hurting themselves. They're really gunning to hurt you, because that's what brings them joy. But
Yes, on that part, whatever. Like when you said that's what bring them joy, like it's crazy that like seeing somebody down brings somebody joy. Like what the real is wrong with that? Like it's a lot of things wrong that I can say in a million words. Like why seeing somebody down bring you joy? Like why seeing this person like at their weakness and like you not even trying to uplift this person, you
but
bringing this
why
person
would they?
down.
Because they seeing joy with you suffering. So why would they do any of this? Why would they? Their purpose was to bring you up or make you think that they was bringing you up and just depict every part of you, and then again, a lot of times, if you have a child from them, they'll go after like whatever your weakness is, right? So they'll go after the kid. You gotta see the cases of women, especially if you have children with them, how much heck they had to go to just get a divorce. Then, because them people they play dirty. They play. Sometimes you just cannot, just like I said, you
They
just can't.
won't let you go.
Right. Sometimes you can't. You just can't just go. Oh, just like I just, I just I just be so thankful. Well, people don't understand to be thankful that they never got a narcissistic person. Because you do sometimes people confuse like people who just ain't no good. You just got some no good people, but and they'll do things too, and you might think they're narcissistic, but they're not. Sometimes they just ain't no good, but they still have feelings and emotions, and they're not there to destroy you. They just ain't no good, but they just messing up your life. But some of them mature, they mature, they evolve, and then they become great people. But a narcissistic person does not.
No,
So
they're never trying to
right.
do better with their life. All they do is they're just like a leech. They go and see who is strong, and then see what all. I want to take all of their power, take
Hmm.
all their money until they're all the way weak, and then they drop them
I mean,
and go
if
on to
you
the next.
even if you look at these scam artists, people tries to. That's why I say people. Me, I have a lot of empathy, even on some things I have not went through, but I still can feel it. Like look at all the women, especially they leave these dating sites alone. But look at all the women who have given up everything, their retirement, their their 401 or 501, whatever you call it. Because this man, oh, I'm having, remember in the beginning, he made you think he had money because he probably had a friend car. You didn't even know it was a friend car. You didn't know that he probably had another woman and he was getting the money from her to spend it on you. So you thinking he got the nice car, he got the money, but remember, he's looking for new supply because that supply is not good, but he can't get rid of it yet until it gets you fully.
That's exactly what they do. They once they know that they can't do anything more for me. Now it's time to find somebody else. They will move on quickly.
Yeah, they just discard you. So here you go. Oh my God, I got a car. He got this. He got that. Some of them, oh, oh, I'm so cool with their family, because a lot of times their family don't know they in on it. God dang it, but they're in on it. They
Yeah,
don't know. They don't know they're part of it, but they're part of it.
and they're one that they get close to the family really quick. Like the first time they meet, they're like, "Hi, mom," or "Hi, brother," or something like, "Hey, hold on." Like we're not. I'm not your mom. Like when they meet your family or your friends.
Yeah, exactly. And oh, that person is so cool. Then they do errands and they got very good manners. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Well, how you doing? Let me open the door for you. I mean, you like, wow, he's a gentleman. In your mind, he's a real gentleman. He ain't like the rest. And when that mask fall off, baby, hey, the word, how you doing? When that mask fall off,
Hey, word.
your
Hey,
whole
Ryan.
your
Hey,
whole
D
world,
and Papa.
your whole world is like a shot at glass. Cause
Yes, cause like when you actually see like that the mask is off or whatever, like you get to wondering like, dang, like this person was manipulating me to like thinking like they're a good person, but they're not.
yeah,
And
and
like now you sitting here contemplating like, dang, was it me? Like, did
no,
I
before
cause this
you
to happen?
no, yeah, exactly. But see, before you get to that part, and this is where women get stuck at. If you got love bombed for so long, and remember, they can be some of the best lovers, right? So,
Like,
and then they may not give it to you good until they do something wrong. To love bomb, you may get some good. They then remember that's part of the game. So sometimes
Yep.
they'll give you mediocre stuff, and then next thing you know, like whoa. So right when the mask fall off, you go through the stage of I'm going to stay there because I know he's a good person. I'm going to stay with that person because maybe he's going through some things. And you're thinking that that man is going to come back
Or
to,
or
to,
or
to
you think
that Prince Charming.
or you think you're gonna get back that same lover that you
That's what
had
I
in
mean.
the
He's
end.
gonna that Prince Charming is because you seen it in him, so you thought you seen it in him. So that's it. A lot of women. This is what keeps women in because they showed you all of these. That's like if a child show you potential, and they showed you all of this. So a lot of women or men, remember, it goes both ways. We're just saying men, some men meet Jezebels that do the same thing and they set you up and do a lot of stuff too. So please don't think it's just like she said earlier. 'Cause I see some men popping in here. This goes for you too. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times you get stuck. And a lot of women is stuck there because they thinking Prince Charming is coming back. And then you figure, well, maybe if I do this, he'll go back to being that person. So you really start changing yourself even more, not knowing you breaking yourself down more. But because it's a lot of different stages in this. Like, what did I do? Like why is he not like talking to me or not speaking to me, or why is he, But then in your mind, but he's a good guy. So maybe if, I cook dinner this way, I cook all his favorite meals,
and
maybe that'll
I
bring
don't
him
mean
back.
I
And
don't
I
mean to cut
just
you off, but like I can't relate to like actually like a man perspective. Like I never did went through that, but with my mom and parents or whatever, like I didn't get like the love that I wanted for them. So like one day I cooked or whatever, like I'm actually thinking like they gonna come back home and be like, oh, she cooked, like let's give her a
Mhm.
hug and pieces and whatever. And like when they came home from work, like they didn't even acknowledge the fact that I even cooked. Like they just got the food and ate it, and like that was it. Like they wasn't like, hey daughter, thank you and stuff like that. Like it took me years to actually heal from like
See?
the
Yeah.
it took
Yeah.
me years because like I wanted that love and like and it's crazy how like when I met my boyfriend or whatever, and like I don't mean like to make this a long story, but I just want to let y'all know, cause like I was sitting in the classroom, cause like I was tired of like trying to show love to people that I wasn't giving it back in return. So like I just stopped doing it, and like and I was just like I was at a point in my life like where I felt like when nothing go right, but like I was just like moving on with life because I know I had to keep going, and like and I was just sitting in the classroom and I was texting this person or whatever, and I didn't know that this person would be my boyfriend for 8 years and still count or whatever. But like I was texting this person or whatever, then I heard in my head, never let him go. And I'm like, and at that time, like I didn't feel confused. I didn't feel scared. I just felt safe. I felt love that I wanted to get like the whole time, but I wasn't getting it. Like maybe someone did love me or something, but they wasn't showing it to me. Like they wasn't actually letting me know that they wasn't actually sitting down and talking to me or whatever. So when I heard never let him go, like and I was still thinking about it, I was still questioning because like and it's crazy because like I was pushing him away because like I still wanted love from my parents or whatever that I didn't get. Like not saying they didn't love me, like they still probably do love me, but they wasn't showing it. Like they wasn't actually telling me that they love me or whatever. And it's crazy how like my own mom, she didn't even tell me like that she loved me until like I moved out and stuff like that. And like and it's crazy how when I moved out, like that's when she started like trying to be like a parent or whatever. Like
But people,
I'm not,
people,
I'm not
but
crying, y'all.
people, but people
I'm just
could
talking.
remember
My bad.
narcissistic. A lot of people have narcissistic parents too. So
Yeah,
the same rule applies. You know, some children they just they all their lives. You keep trying to please somebody you ain't never gonna please. But in your mind, you keep thinking of new ways. How can I please them? How can I make them love me? Because that's we're human, and that's a human emotion. We want to be loved. We want to be shown love. That's what makes us
and
human.
listen, it's crazy how like I never disrespected my mom. I never called my mom out of her name or whatever. And it's crazy how like my sister and brother like they used to really be. I don't know if they still do it now because like I'm not around them. Like they were so toxic. Like they were so toxic to be around. Like I'm glad I got myself away from it. And it's crazy. Like if it wasn't from my boyfriend or whatever, like I would have still been around it. Cause like, and it's crazy how like I was pushing him away because like I was still trying to find love in my parents and shit like that. I don't mean to cuss, but like I was still trying to get love from them, but they wasn't giving it to me. And like, so I was still staying around, and like he was like, "Okay, I'm fed up. I'm finna leave." And I'm like, and it's crazy how like my life flashed before my eyes, like, and like I'm seeing like these people for what they really is. Like you can't give nobody love. You can't show nobody love if they don't want it. Like if they don't want it, they just don't want it. Like you just can't keep trying with people like this. So like at that given time, like I just stopped and I moved on from them or whatever. And it's crazy how like they try to come back in my life, and then like I let them, and then like when I found out like they ain't trying to change themselves, then I'm not finna
See,
keep accepting it.
see,
I'm like,
that's
and I had
because you wait. I tell you, that's the loophole. That's the loop people get stuck at. It's a loop because we're still trying. We always trying to. Okay, you're gonna love me now. Okay. See, the thing is, when you went no contact, of course they love you because
yeah,
you went no contact. So their object, remember, I'm not talking about your parents. I'm talking about narcissism. So if
yeah,
they're
I know. You
narcissistic,
just
all
talking
right,
about yeah,
right.
I know what he's talking about.
So their thing is like we said. Sometimes you can't get rid of. They try to will you back into they love bombed you back into to make you think, hey, we are family now. And then what they did was they did a triangulation. that's when you put the kids, if they're narcissistic people, they
Yeah, see, like
they they
it,
put they put y'all against each other because again, you became what you call the black sheep of the family. So they make this one feel like, but it still destroys their life too. They just don't know that because
yeah, they
all of
just
that
don't know how
love
to
that
see
they
it.
get is fake, even though so either way. But they oh, this is my favorite child. Like you got the golden child, you got the scapegoat child, you got the dark, the black sheep child, because that's a game that they play, you
Mhm.
know, and that keeps, they don't want harmony, they don't want peace. So long as you and your siblings is going at it, it makes their day. you
Yes,
know
and it's crazy how like one day, like I kid you not, like I was watching TV or whatever, and like my sister just came picking with me for no reason. Like I'm not bothering her. I wasn't doing nothing to her. And she seen her asking me questions. I'm trying to dismiss her. And it's crazy how like I just blacked out and like we just started fighting or whatever. And like my mom, she didn't try to break it up. She didn't try to even get in the middle of it. Like even though it made with distance to happen or whatever, but like she didn't even put no effort to even break it up. Cause like I don't know, like my own sister, like she just had had it out to get me. Like I never did anything to her. Like and it's crazy how like everybody I was around was like making me feel like I'm doing something bad to them. Like I'm not doing anything. Like I'm just being myself. I'm just being the kind hearted person that I am still today. And like I actually had to get away from that because like they was making me seem like I'm doing something wrong, like actually trying to show them love. And like they sitting here picking on me or whatever. Cause like and it's crazy how like but and I didn't even realize it like so like I actually started sitting back and thinking on something or whatever. Cause like I got a sister on my daddy's side or whatever, and my mama like she was telling me that I needed to go visit her and stuff. Like this was when I was younger, whatever. And like but then I thought back, like my sister, like she never did, like she never wanted to be around me. Like she didn't say it out her own mouth or whatever, but like when we was younger, like her mama used to drop her off at our grandma's house or whatever. But like she never did want to come, like she never did want to like be around me. Like and I know I like at first I was young and I didn't understand, but I understand now that her mom like she wanted her to have a relationship with me or whatever. And it's crazy how like I try to like to build a relationship with her. But like when you around somebody that's not treating you right, and you can see their actions, like they actions speak louder than words. Like I used to be around her and stuff. Like she used to buy her boyfriend food, but she wouldn't even buy her little sister no food. Like what type of junk is that? Like you sit here and order some food for your boyfriend right in my face, and you tell me you can't even buy me no food. And it's crazy how like I kept on trying to like to build a relationship with her, and in my eyes, like I'm seeing it's not working, but like I'm still trying to build a relationship with her because it's my sister. And like it's crazy how like it be your own family and you thinking like, but it's my family, so like I'm just gonna ignore this. Like I'm just gonna ignore this bad behavior. Like I
And
don't know,
yeah,
it's
and
just
yeah,
you
but
crazy.
want to say to yourself that it will get better. That's something
mhm,
that I
Right,
used to always say. Oh, I can change them, and I felt like if I gave more love to them,
yeah,
like I don't, they don't have enough love. So if I give them an overabundant amount of love, that will change them. That will make them do right. Or if I tell them about their bad ways, that will change them. But it's nothing that you can do or say when somebody doesn't want to do right. You can't
right,
shift that.
mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
right. You
Yeah,
can't change somebody that don't want to be changed.
especially no, but you can't change an narcissist. They don't have no sympathy or no empathy, so
But
they ain't
can I
gonna be.
say this? And it's crazy, like the people that do that, like they do not do that with everyone. Like they don't treat everyone the same. And it's crazy because like I'm just talking in general, or whatever. But like, and it's crazy how like some people like they treat the ones that they shouldn't badly, but
No,
like
you're getting it
you shouldn't treat,
confused. Mm-mm, you're getting
huh?
it confused because they need flying monkeys. So
Right,
they may think that they're being the ones that's treated good, but they need people on their side to make you
right,
look bad. or to
Yeah, I
bring
get what
them
you're saying.
to bring them information, right?
Right,
If you're the target, you know, I need people. Remember, they need supply, so they're going to be good to them, and that's the boost. That's the boost up them in their ego and making them think that we're friends. So he's like getting them flying monkeys together, or who he or she. So you don't know. They may he sometimes they be so good to them and make them be your friend, and then you thinking, oh, let me vent, right? And as soon as you get
right.
the vent, and oh my, such and such and such and such 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 such, and then here go that flying
Yes,
monkey, go right back
yes,
and take it to them. So
right,
it's not like they're treating them good because they like them. They really don't.
right.
But
It,
we
it,
may
it,
think that they've treated him good, but in all reality, he need they need flying monkeys. That's what
Yes,
the
because
term flying
that's
monkeys.
what I'm saying. Like it's just a repeated cycle. Like everything you saying, like I can relate or whatever. Cause like I had time, like when I was just telling y'all about my sister or whatever, that was buying her boyfriend food and wasn't buying me no food. At one point in time, like I was telling her auntie like things that I was going through, and like her auntie ended up like telling everybody my business or whatever. And then she telling me, oh, she was telling your business and stuff like that. And then like one time, like I actually like told my sister like some heartfelt stuff, and like she laughed about it. And I'm sitting here looking confused, like dang, like was that supposed to be a laughing matter, or like is she serious laughing at me right now, like, or is she just like I don't know, like some things like you question yourself about because like you don't expect that person to like, react like the way they did, and I'm like, if I
Yeah.
told somebody
Let me
this,
just
like,
say one thing. If anybody came in, can you be nice and hit the like? If you hit that like, hit that. Just get these likes up, support the channel. And if
right,
you would like to support the channel, you can hit up $ best life 727.
thank
right,
you,
Send my
sis.
sister a donation, and if you can't send a donation, hit that like, or
And
if you're
subscribe.
able to share the video.
yes. Like support doesn't cause a thing. Like it doesn't cause a thing to hit that like button. It doesn't cause a thing to hit that share button. Like at least do that. Like show support if you can.
Yeah, but then see, and then the bad, like I said, the bad part about it, if when it's in your family, and then you have people they made all these flying monkeys, so now you can't trust them because I'm flying monkeys, boy. Ooh, child. But
Mm.
that, I mean, you know,
And it's
That that that
crazy,
that
like that
that
you
thing will
stated
have
it.
you speechless.
huh?
Right. Because like my own sister, like the one I was telling y'all about that wouldn't buy me no food. Like one time, cause I had distanced myself from them, like, and it just happened naturally. Like I just distanced myself around a lot of people, cause like I'm seeing like they actions. Like I'm not finna keep feeding into they narcissist
Well,
behavior or whatever.
the
Like at
thing
first, like I didn't even know that was the word for it. But my bad. You can keep going.
now, well, listen, but see, the thing is, like, with me, what saved me, even though I went through my narcissist, but what saved me, I'm setting it off. Like what? Like they know, people know, even narcissistic people, they know how far to go. I'm setting it off. Like me, I wish somebody would get some food, and I don't get no food. That nobody getting sleep. Nobody getting sleep tonight. God dang it. We gonna have some problems. But me,
Well,
that's
yeah,
Yeah.
because I think it's because of your personality. Because if I had seen something like that, and they know who to mess with, if I saw you getting food, I wasn't even gonna ask. I was gonna snatch that sandwich out her hand and start eating it. See, they know who to play
Right.
with.
right.
And it's
That's what I
crazy.
said.
Like I
It'd
was
been
just
set
too
off.
nice.
No, I think that a lot of times what happened was because you got your mother, you got your father, and then you got the flam. You lost your voice, so you held a lot of things in. You just peeped stuff, and you just kept it in your head, not knowing that that's damaging you,
Right.
right? Because when you hold it in, that energy has to go somewhere. Just like when people mad, right? And then if you don't let them say what they have to say, or they can't fight you, that that energy has to go somewhere. So it may, people might get headaches, people may get anxiety, people may go through depression. Sometimes people are sick and they don't understand why they are sick. Some people, it could be a thing that they always have to go to the bathroom. Sometimes people have like loose bowels, but that energy, you have to release it. It has
Right.
to go, So
And
if you
it's
have to speak to us, but you, being that you didn't find your voice, a lot of stuff, you were like damaged. I'm glad you and I wouldn't have got a boyfriend, but I'm glad because you. I'm glad y'all still together, but it's like you put yourself back in another. Because you said if it wasn't for him and he got you out of that, so which means you didn't get yourself out of that. He did. So now,
no, it's I did because like I really had to accept the fact that I'm moving. Like so, I played a part in it too. Like because like at first like I didn't have to leave with him because like I said like he was actually done with me because like I was taking all my anger out on him. Like he didn't do nothing
right?
to me.
Because
Hold on a
now
second,
you.
ladies.
Mhm.
Let me invite Word to the chat.
Hayward.
Hey,
Hey,
word.
how you ladies doing? I'm sorry, my daughter's trying to talk right now. Do I got an echo?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that being that you didn't get healed, that's why I say I wouldn't have gotten a relationship that quick, because you never gave your chance time to heal. And again, you held all these emotions, you held all the things that people have done to you, but it has to come out. So
Yes, but it's
he
different. Like
he
it's
but
different. Like when somebody helping you or whatever. Because like
no,
all
but
the
you
people I've been
still.
around, huh? I get what you're saying.
You
Like
saying,
when
you
you
said
going through
you,
something.
but you
No, I
said
get what you're
you
saying. I
putting
get what you're saying. Like you
right.
saying like
Hold
you
on,
saying
ladies.
like
Ladies, don't over talk each other. One talk at a time.
okay, my bad, my bad. You can go first. You can go first. My bad.
Okay, you said that you pushed them away, right? And you was being not nice to him, right?
Right.
So, but it wasn't really him. That was the pinned up aggression that you have held from being misused from your family.
Right.
That's all I was saying.
Yes, you correct, but I was just saying like I played a part in like helping myself too, cause like I had to like actually accept the fact that my parents and stuff like they did me wrong and stuff like I had to do that myself. Like he couldn't help me do that. I had to accept the fact that my parents did me wrong and like other people did me wrong. I had to accept that and stuff like that. Of course he could have like he helped me like control my anger and stuff. Like now like I don't do that no more. Like I don't like take my anger out on him. Like I don't have no anger no more because like I'm at peace now. Like I'm not around them no more. Like I'm not around nobody that like taking my love for granted and stuff like that. Like I had to actually move away. And it's crazy how like at first like they kept on trying to like get in contact with me or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, I'm finna see what they want and stuff like that. And it ended up not going well. Like these people is not trying to change. Like they just like trying to bring me down or something. Like that's why I had to distance myself from them. Like if you're not
Yeah.
trying to change, I'm not finna let that in my life because you cannot get time back. You can't get stuff back that people then did to you. Like you cannot get that back. So it's not even worth it to waste your time if that person like not trying to do right with you. Like you don't have time for to waste no time because you cannot get time back. Like that's just it. Like you can't get nothing back that these people then did to you. Like you can't get that time back. Half of the time you can't even get an apology. Like and like that's just for me. Like I had to accept apology that I didn't even get for my healing. Like not for like to feel like, oh, I gotta accept this person because I know this person a good person. No, I had to accept the apologies to like heal myself, like to know like something is gonna happen in life. You just gotta accept it. You gotta accept things you can't change and stuff like that. Like sometimes people don't even gotta give you a apology. You just gotta accept it for your healing, for your sake. Cause like some people like they not finna give you they they not finna say sorry because they did something wrong because they feel like they didn't do nothing wrong. But behind closed doors, they know they did something wrong. But some people like they just don't want to swallow their pride and they just want to feel like I don't know. They just want to feel like how they feel.
Right. I want to interject, ladies, and let Word have his say what he wants to add to the conversation.
Oh yeah, y'all ladies on fire. I didn't even get to take notes, but there was so many good points made. But what you said about, healing too, I had to learn, don't wait for nobody else's apology. When
Right.
somebody do wrong to you, identify it, and just understand it and take it for what it is. If they come back and apologize and correct behavior, cool. But if not, you can't wait for that because anytime you're wrong with me, healing begins right away. Because I need my power back. I don't want to sit here and be thinking about how somebody did me or what somebody did, because that's taking, like you said, time you can't get back. And the longer you sit there and fester on what people did to you, the longer it's gonna take you to do or finish doing what you have to do in life. So that was a good point, and the way you said it was great. And then also what Sugar was saying too, about like the flying monkeys. A lot of times when people can't manipulate you, you said they don't treat other people all the same. They treat the people they can't manipulate. Those are the people they usually attack. When you don't bend or fold to their wishes and desire, then they find somebody weaker, and that's who they usually utilize. So, sir, you hit that nail on the head. I wish you was at the live last night with that dark triad, because we was talking about, the Machiavellianism, along with the psychopath and the narcissist.
And then there's different levels to that too. So we
Hmm.
can't just always say they go after weak people. Sometimes the higher up level narcissists, they go after strong people. Because how would you know that you're good at what you do if you don't take down a strong person? So
Yeah.
there is no particular strength in what they look for. At the lower levels may go for a weak person, but the higher levels they want that executive and that woman that's probably a doctor or a lawyer, right? They want them because they want to say they want to test. They gotta test themselves, see how good they really are. So we're not going to just say they go after weak people because strong people can get it too. you know, these people, these vampires, they
Hmm.
whatever whatever they can get the most supply from. So if you're weak, they're not going to get so much supply from you because you're not really a challenge. Well, a lower level will go for, but a higher level want a challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to add, I know, Word, you said something happened to you. Say you got took before.
Oh man, female. Yeah, I got played. Played on my empathy, played on my compassion. Played the role for 2 years. As soon as we got married, she showed her butt. Showed me who she really was. Well, I seen signs of it. Um, but when you're young, you're naive. Think, oh, she won't do that to me. That's why always when you hear me say, Marlene, when somebody do something, they showing you what they're capable of, and just understand it can be done to you too.
Hmm. Yeah. And
Yes, and
that's
like
the I'm sorry to just give me 1 second. And that's the
okay, you can
thing
go
that
ahead.
I didn't realize going into this relationship is I did initially see some things, but I just thought, it's because I'm young, or when you're not experienced and know certain things, or in my case, I just wanted to be with this person just because other people in my family said that they weren't good for me. And I was like, I'll prove them wrong.
But yes, like I was just saying, like, cause like at the time, like I'm speaking on my experience or whatever. Like when I was young and stuff, like, and it's crazy how like I had so many family members and stuff. Like it just crazy how like you can have this big family or whatever, but like that don't mean they like in your life. That don't mean like this person supporting you and stuff like that. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is like I was guiding in the wrong. I was guiding. I was like, I didn't have no guidance or whatever. And like, and it's sad to say, but it's true. Like, I didn't have no guidance from my mom, my dad, my sisters, my brothers, my uncles, none of them. And like, I really had to raise myself. I really had to like make mistakes and to learn from them because I was young. Like, I had to be around all these people that treated me badly and whatever. And like it's just like sometimes like you go through things and it actually make you into a strong person because you realize like things can happen. Like people can really do this stuff like and like you really had to go through something to understand because like sometimes like when you see these movies and stuff and you see like this person going through this like you can't relate to it so like you really thinking like this just like okay, like this can't happen. Like not saying it can't, but like sometimes like when you don't go through nothing, you feel like can't nothing go wrong in your life. And like sometimes like not saying like bad things is good things to go to through or whatever, but like sometimes like people don't feel like can't nothing go bad in their life until like something actually till they actually go through something. Like some people like they feel like can't
That's
nothing
how
go wrong.
That's how I felt. I used to always say that couldn't happen to me, especially like when you got people in your life and they try to warn you of a path and say something is not good for you. But I was always the kind of person like, don't tell me that because that's your experience. That's not mine. So I definitely know I learned the hard way, but I'm glad that certain things happened to me because it's made me into a stronger individual, and it helped me to also work on other things about myself because you also have to look at what things did you allow to happen to you. Let's hear from Word. You have something to say?
Oh, I just wanted to add to that what you just said. Um, I just wanted to like, yeah, I think everybody starts off like that. They don't believe things can happen to them until it happened to them or somebody close to them. Um, and for young people, it's a tough lesson to learn. I'm actually trying to instill that into the young men now. You just don't think things can happen to them, but that's not true. Things exist in life, and just because they ain't happened to you yet, don't mean it can't. So, and it's good too that you understanding these different personalities. 'Cause, that's mainly what I do on my page is talk about behavior and traits, um, because you will run into a lot of different personalities. You're still young. Unfortunately, you had the experience, with your parents. But I mean that the things that we go through, you say, we look at life like this: adversity brings opportunity to learn. You know, so don't look at the things as bad things. Just look at them as was learning lessons. And sometimes we have some of the most hardest lessons to learn, but you're young, so it's best you learn them now than learn them when you get older. So just appreciate the experience. Look at it for what it is. You know, life is not fair. It's not fair. And the thing is too, life don't really care what we go through or what we've been through. So we have to find ways to persevere through it. And it sounds like you did. And one other thing too, I just want to point out. Like when Sugar was saying that was all the built up frustration when you was taking it on your boyfriend. A lot of times what happen is when people taking stuff from people uh, that they close to, and sometimes like even a boss or something, and they don't express themselves to them people. What they do is find someone who's uh, understanding or may tolerate it, and that's when they usually release. I call it my safe person. You know, but those people, yeah, they are safe. They are understanding and compassion, but people can only take so much. So that's only gonna last for. a period of time, I had to explain that to my wife. Telling her like, cause she do it. Well, she used to do it. She never voiced her opinion, and her sister and a couple other family members used to always, dog her out. And she used to, put it on me, and I was telling her in real time what she's doing. And now she tell people how she feels. So
Yes, like I don't mean to cut you off, but like I
you
totally
good?
can relate to her because like sometimes like you just go through so much like you get like adapted to it, like you don't feel like you should voice your feelings or whatever because like you just been through it so much, and I'm just so proud like that I actually like let him help me like to understand like you can voice your opinion, like don't be scared to like say how you really feel. If you feel that, express that. Like Marlene said, like I think Marlene, did you say that? Because I don't want to be wrong. Like you said, like you're supposed to like when you have so much built up hurt and stuff like that. Like that stuff really need to come out, and like you end up putting it out on somebody else. Cause
That was
like
me.
yes, I
Oh
was just
no, that
making
wasn't
sure.
me. That was Sugar Love. Let her say what she was gonna say.
Mhm.
Yes, you can go ahead, sugar.
No, I was just. I'm not. No, I'm listening to y'all. I come in. I'll come in. You could finish, sister.
But yes, I was saying like, cause like sometimes like when you go through stuff like then when somebody new come in your life, like you end up taking all what you've been through on them, cause like they trying to help you, but you don't see it because like you've been wanting that from your family or wanting that from whoever in your circle at the time. Like sometimes like it take you to go through something to learn from it. Like because like sometimes like you can be going through something, but like if somebody don't actually let you know like that, like no, like you don't do this, like you can take this route, like you don't have to keep doing the same thing and stuff like that. And it's crazy how like things can change, like things can get better. Like at first, like I didn't feel like nothing can get better. Like I didn't feel like I can actually like move away from my parents and stuff like that. Cause like I was like even after I graduated or whatever, like I was still living with my parents or whatever. And then I just had to get away from them cause like I was still trying to get love from them and I wasn't getting it and I was still trying to get it and I was like putting all this anger on my boyfriend. I was doing him so wrong, and it's crazy how like I was mistreating him. Like I told him I'm sorry so many times. Like he did accept my apology or whatever, but I
But
forgot what I
but
was
but
gonna
but
say.
Well,
also but also that's the reason why I'm definitely a person. It doesn't work for everybody, but I'm a person. I'm an advocate for getting some help.
mhm.
After I broke up with the person that I was with that was a narcissist, I for myself said, even though I saw somebody I was interested in, for myself personally, I said I need to get a break from that to find out who I am and to why I
Mhm.
chose that person, and to also to, because when that happened to me, it was like, why did I accept certain things? And also it brought up other things from the past in my childhood. So I chose to take a break in order to find out who I was and why I accepted that, and also so that I wouldn't go and pick another cycle of the same person just like them.
And then,
Yes, like my, my bad, sugar. You can go ahead, cause I already
yeah,
said that.
I am like she said. I'm an advocate. I tell everybody, and I think I just seen it in the news. They're gonna start. I think if you're 16 and up, they're gonna start getting people to talk to people before they get jobs to see if they have anxiety problems. We don't take mental health serious at all. And then a lot of times when we know somebody is I keep telling people all the time, when people is mentally ill, they they gonna be okay, but they gonna turn around and make you sick. You're like whatever problems you didn't have before, now you have. And I think what happened with her is sometimes when you're around not people so much, you absorb them so much. And I think what happened with her is she became them. Because that's a thing too. A lot of time when people break up with knocks. So you learn some skills there. You learn some skills. So now you mirroring their behavior, because that's all you see. So I mean, I'm glad that you caught yourself and you realize that this is not me. But at that point, you were like your sister. You became them. So I'm proud that you caught yourself and came back to you.
Word.
Right, cause like my bad, Marlene, you can go ahead.
Um, I thought Word had unmuted his mic.
So
Mm.
nah,
Oh,
um,
okay. Okay, go ahead, too.
But yeah, I was saying like yeah, cause like, and I didn't even know like I was like acting just like them, and like, cause like, and I was reading about energies or whatever. Like you can absorb people energies like that. It's true. Like, cause like, and it's crazy how like I try to stay off from them people or whatever, because like I didn't feel comfortable being around them. Like at the time, like I didn't know, because like I'm thinking like this is my family. Like I should be
Mhm.
comfortable around them. Like that's just like how some people say family is everything. Like it that doesn't go for everybody. Cause like most people's family is not treating them right. Like you don't know what these people going through, so you can't say family is everything. And it's crazy how like I try to tell my cousin or whatever, like what I was going through and stuff. And she was telling me, "Oh, you only get one mama." And like I never said this on here, but I'm not afraid to say it. But I told my mom I was raped by my cousin or whatever. And
Bait, bait,
she
bait,
was
bait, or RA, because YouTube is very
Yeah,
sensitive.
you'll get striked for that.
No,
You
you
gotta
gonna
oh
get
my
spell out
bad.
the
you'll
words.
get the strike.
Yeah, I'll
But
get striked for that.
I was treated badly. I'm just gonna say treated badly. I was
Hmm.
treated badly at a young age or whatever. And it's crazy how like I don't know, like it just like she allowed it to happen. Cause like at a young age, like she used to always take me to my grandma's house or whatever, like and like I'm not gonna lie, like even though like at the time I didn't know it, like but I was comfortable there. Like these people were some good people and she left me around people that like I don't know, like that I wasn't even getting a good vibe from anyways. And like she left me with these people like and it's crazy how like when I told my auntie on my daddy's side about this, she was like, "Oh, why didn't your mom let us keep you or whatever?" Because like I was saying, like my grandma she always kept me or whatever. But when I started going to school, my mama she stopped bringing me around my own grandma and stuff. Like I don't know why to this day, because like I never had a conversation with her, because like I tried to talk with her, but like you said, like you can't change somebody that don't want to be changed. So like I just stopped trying. Like I just moved myself away from them, because like I didn't been through so much. And like when I was telling my cousin, she was like, "Oh, you only get one mom. Of course, you only get one mom. But if this mom is not trying to accept things that she done did or admit the things that she done did, like she allowed that to happen. Like why was she even letting somebody keep her? Like, but like that's crazy, because like you supposed to trust people or whatever, and like and I'm like she know, like I don't know did she know or not, but like when I told her, it's the point that I told her and she didn't believe me. She told me I was lying, because like, and it's crazy because she walked in like I was young, and like to this day, like I guess she don't think I remember. Like you not finna sit here and tell me it was a dream, because like when I got older, like at first, like I was thinking like, oh, it was a dream, because like when you younger, like it was so long ago, so you feel like it's a dream, but it wasn't a dream. Like I used to tell myself all the time it was a dream until like some years ago, like he tried it again. I'm like, so okay, like this wasn't no dream, like this actually happened. But my point is, like, I tried to tell my mom, and like she didn't believe me. She told me I was lying. And she walked in one time, like when he was actually touching on me, and she was like, and then I ran to her crying, telling her like what he done did to me before and stuff, and she still wouldn't believe me. She telling me, "Oh, you lying," and stuff like that. And like she didn't accept the fact that I'm telling her what's going on with me. Like she didn't even acknowledge the fact that I'm telling her like I'm going through this, I'm going through that. Like, and it's crazy how like I didn't even get a chance to actually talk to my mom. and tell her like what I went through at a young age, like tell her that I wanted love from them. I didn't get to tell her like that, like I don't know, like I needed love, like I needed comfort, like I needed them, I needed their support. Like I didn't even have support going through school. Like I didn't have nobody telling me, oh, you need to stay in school, oh, you need to make good grades and stuff like that. I didn't have that. Like I had to raise myself. Like I had to do things on my own. Like, and it's crazy how like my mama, like she got money and stuff like that. Like I didn't even, like, not saying I wore the same clothes every day, but like I didn't even have like a good amount of clothes where like I can wear different clothes like a week or so or some shit. I don't know. Like it was just so crazy how I was brought up. But like I'm glad I went through that, because like it made me into the strong woman I am today. Like all that stuff I went through, like it took me years. It took me so many years to heal from it. Cause like I don't know, like I was just so stuck. It's like I was just stuck in the box and couldn't come out. Like, and like I didn't want to come out, but like when I actually came out and seen the light and like came out and release all this anger, all this hurt, all these feelings that I didn't even know I had built up, and like it just felt so much better. Because like at first, like I couldn't even talk about my past without crying, because like I was going through healing and I didn't even know it. Like I went through all this healing process to like actually be proud and talk about my past and know that like it made me into the strong woman I am today. At a young age, I had to actually act like I'm grown. Not saying like act like I'm grown, but I had to make grown people choices. Like I had to actually elevate myself. Like I didn't have no help. Like I didn't have no guidance. I didn't have no support. Like only the support I had was me until my boyfriend came into my life. Then it was him. But not thinking all alone, God was with me the whole time or whatever. And like I was baptized since I was a child, but like I was going through so much stuff that like I wasn't putting my focus on him. Then I just started praying. Like I'm finna pray. Like and I wrote a poem or whatever, but like and I was saying like I put my own past to the side, but I wasn't done healing it. But even though I put my past to the side, like I was still going through the healing at the time when I was young or whatever. But I'm just gonna say this then let y'all talk. But like I had to learn that like things gonna happen and like you just gotta accept it and move on.
I think that and this I hear from women, it's like all these stories are identical.
Right.
Identical. And it's sad because I did a video, something like that, about like the family secrets, and a lot of young women has been abused because they don't want to send Uncle such and such to jail, or they don't want, like, whatever goes on in the house stays in the house. And uh, I mean, things probably happen to them. So, like, we don't know what happened to your mother, but things happened to her. So she shut down. She went emotionless. She became a narc, and then somewhere down the line, she got knocked up with you. So she doesn't have the love in her heart. And your father, I guess she didn't like him because he the one knocked her up with you, right?
Right,
So
right,
so like everybody, if I'm suffering, everybody going to suffer. And and I try to tell people all the time, sometimes your parents, it's
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it's sometimes like everybody's not meant to be a mother.
Yep.
Everybody's not meant to be a mother. And then somewhere down the line, if you're not like the golden child, you're treated really bad. But these family secrets, man. And then it's sad when you don't have like nobody to turn to, you know.
Yep.
And then abuse after abuse, and then the bad part about it is that person who abused you is still, I don't know if he's alive, but he's still alive if he's alive. And it's like your life is messed up and he just nothing. To everybody else is like nothing, you know. So that too make put more hatred in your heart.
Yep. Exactly. I can say that I can understand a lot of things that you're talking about too, because Um, I don't mind sharing my story and saying certain things, but I grew up in a big family. You know, I was the 10th child. I have 9 siblings. And you would think in a big family that that's a wonderful thing. But in my case, it's not that anybody was hitting me because I didn't have parents. They weren't violent to me. But when it came to the communication thing, that's something that happens in, I can say a lot in the Black community, that the parents don't know how to communicate. So they don't communicate with the children. And then it's another cycle. And then those kids then have kids and start doing the same thing to their kids. So it becomes a generational cycle of dysfunction.
Yeah.
And I had to break the cycle with myself,
Right.
even though I didn't, you know, I never used to be disrespectful to my parents at any time, but they wanted to everything to be run the way they wanted it to be run in dysfunction, and I never had operated that way. And because I would speak up about things that they were doing, like, don't I don't believe in inconsistency. I don't believe in you do something for a boy that you don't do for a girl. If a boy gets to do it, a girl should get to do it. And that happened in my family all the time. Well, he's a boy, so he can do that. No, it don't work that way. I don't believe that. And because I would go against it, I was always constantly attacked because I've always been an advocate for justice and speaking up for things that wasn't right. And there's a lot of things in my family. I don't even think my parents were narcissists. I don't think that, but there was a lot of mind game stuff like, oh, one thing for one person and another thing for another person, and you're not like them, but that person was toxic. It's a lot when you have a big family. You're dealing with all of these personalities and dynamics.
And then it's sad because nobody is exempt. Like that's why when people be acting like, that's why a lot of these gurus and them, they so turn me off, right? Because like everybody have issues in their families that has destroyed, whomever that it destroyed. I mean, thank goodness I was always, I don't know, I just always like in my own world, in my own zone. I really didn't care, but things, and I was always the one. I don't know. They kind of left me alone because I was gonna do what I wanted to do anyway. But I was like always like quiet. But when I wanted to be nice and play and dance, but I have never seen any. I've always seen dysfunction. But I've always just, and like she said, I'm an advocate too. I I no I didn't have no brothers, but I still had, the same thing where no, that's not right. I always spoke up on. Like, I was always the voice for the voiceless, you know. So I always spoke up for my cousins, and like I was the one. Don't mess with them, you know. If I had to go against my aunts, so I was like the go-to person, you know. And I'm sad that you didn't even have a real go-to person in your family. Even though I was young though, but you know, when that mask fell off, like, was your mother and father still together?
Are you
Who
talking
are
to me?
who are
Mm-hmm.
you talking to, Sugar Love?
Not you.
Oh, you talking to Toot?
Uh
Okay.
huh.
They still together to this day.
Now
Like
let
I
me
don't know.
ask you. So I asked you that because it's just your mother, the narcissistic person, or your father's, or both of them, or is it just your mother and your father is just scared of your mother?
To be honest, I don't know, cause like I really can't say, cause like my mom and dad, like they always used to get in arguments and stuff, like, but behind closed doors or whatever, she used to always like be kind of scared of my dad. So like I can say that my dad, like, he was never like, even though like y'all said, like communication, like it's just like a cycle, like that doesn't plays a part for real in the black community or whatever. But like I never had no bad relationship with him. So like no, my dad wasn't no narcissist. Like I don't even consider my mom as a narcissist, but like that's the word for it. But like, cause like I don't know, like I used to close myself off for so much, like I'm really new to this, like this YouTube stuff. Like I didn't even like, I don't know, like I just heard, like I just like wanted to like do content or whatever. And like when I came on here, like I started learning a lot of things, and like that's just like that's why I love coming on panels or whatever. Not like every panel, like because I know how to pick like my surroundings, whatever. And like I'm not with no negativity, no drama. Like I'm all about learning. I'm all about succeeding in life and stuff like this. So I don't be with no drama. Like I never been with drama, and I never will be with drama. But like I'm just saying, like the cycle, like it just like it doesn't seem like it will get broken or whatever. Like not saying everybody got a dysfunctional family, not saying everybody like got a dysfunctional family, but I'm just saying like
Everybody has a dysfunctional family.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Mhm.
Even if it's not you, like I said, a lot of things didn't happen to me, but I'm still there in the dysfunction. And then, with my age bracket, we had to go through the crack act, the cracks, the dope, the crackheads, the dope fiends. So it was a lot of dysfunction, especially when them drugs came in and played a part. And then that's when them three letters, the AI, and you add the D to the end. That's when that was running rampant. That's when it you would think there was no love at all. And they would just rob. Everybody was robbing from everybody, stealing from everybody, fighting. It was crazy. So everybody has dysfunction, or everybody got that person who touched on a child or something. But do you think that even though you're healed, but do you think that you would probably still want to just speak to a therapist about this, or have you?
no, because like I don't need it. Like I don't have no what you call it, I don't have no symptoms or no I don't know, I don't even know how to put it, but like I don't have nothing to like actually talk about to that therapist, because like I'm healed from it or whatever. Like I don't hold no regrets, I don't know hold no aggression towards
No,
what
but
happened to me in my past.
no, I only say that because even though you don't have to have any symptoms, I suggest to talk to them, because a lot of times when people are healed or they assume they're healed, that doesn't mean their triggers are totally healed. So you don't want, like before, you said you used to cry or whatever when you talk about it, but let's just say like some people could be watching a show, some people could say the slightest word, or they can smell, like you probably remember what he smells like, and sometimes you may smell that smell again, and it might send you backwards. You know,
Yep, I know that all of that it's like you're right back in that memory all over again.
so that's why I said it wouldn't hurt just to have like one session, because triggers, a lot of time people triggers don't come back up to later, or sometimes people triggers like come up when they have their kids, and sometimes that will make them an overprotective mother, and make like, and then they'll be doing a lot of over smothering, and then now that child don't like you because you doing a little bit too over smothering or something, or you make, so I would, me personally, I was like, just go have a conversation with a therapist. It could just be one time, just to have a conversation, and so, you know, you could just see, where you're at, and if you're good, and let her know, or ask yourself, do you have any triggers? Because a lot of times when that goes for all of us, not just you, we think we cool, right? And then next, somebody may tell you the same story and it sounds just like yours, and now that's bringing you back there, or they have may healed and that you may have healed, they didn't. So now they may feel you're not being a good friend to them because they want you to relate, but in all reality, you could relate, but you can't relate too much because that might trigger you. Hey, Miss 702.
Hey,
Don't
Miss
forget,
702.
please hit the
Hey,
like as you come in. Let me check these likes here. Let me see
Yes,
where we at.
thank you, sis.
Last time I seen,
And I like what the word says is levels. Sometimes you don't know that until a boundary you are aware of is crossed and you're triggered. One thing I will say I know about myself is when a conversation or anything, certain personalities, I know when it's time for me to leave.
mm,
And I'm
right.
and people think that that's weakness, but I know that's a strength for me. Well, like when I find myself getting upset about something or someone's making me mad, before I completely go off, I will say, "Everyone have a good night," and walk
Yes, and
away
it's crazy
before I
that
do
you said
something.
that. I don't mean to cut you off, but one time, like I was just getting on YouTube and stuff like that, and I was on StreamYard like I am with you, and I had shared the live or whatever, and like at the time, these people didn't know when you share a live when you on somebody panel, if that person got like when you share the live, they can go live on their channel too. And like I guess that person didn't know that because like when you purchase the plan or whatever, and somebody share your live, they come on your panel, you automatically go live on your channel too. And so I hit the share button on the person live that I was on, and they was like, "Oh, she could have asked you and stuff before you did it." Like I'm just showing my support and sharing out the live. At the time, I didn't even know that you can go live when you share somebody live that's on the panel or whatever. And like and they was going back and forth saying like, "Oh, she could have asked you and stuff like that." Then I'm
I
like, "Hold
heard,
on."
I heard them stories too, girl.
And
Like,
then
what?
I'm like, hold on. I'm like, hold on. Let me get this person here because this is the person like actually told me about the little live panels and stuff like that. And like, okay, I'm like, let me get him here and let him explain to you. And then like when I dropped down, like I was still in the chat and stuff just to see what these people gonna say. And I'm like, and then after I dropped down, cause like after he said what he had to say, and then I'm like, I'm gone, I'm finna leave or whatever. I'm like, okay, but I guess I said it in a like, cause I was angry, but I wasn't trying to express it. And I'm like, okay, I'm finna drop down too. And then she was like, then the person was like, she just came up here and like soon as he left, she got down too. So this person really wanted me to stay up there and talk out of anger. No, like I'm not finna sit here and like I know I'm angry. Like, hold on, y'all.
Well, sometime when it comes down to the sharing the live, because you know I be in trouble all the time, right? What it is people want to get, they don't understand it's two different audiences, or they may feel that y'all may have people in common, so they want to get their views first. So if both of y'all are live at the same time, it might take some of the audience away from them. That's how people think. So, and then people get, I've heard it, they could have asked me first or whatever, whatever. So, if in the future, yeah, just ask people first, or send them a $5 cash app, or wait till they're finished, then you play it, or know who panel you on. you know no good deed go unpunished.
But yes, I see the word coming. I had muted my mic because somebody had came in. Like I always mute my mic. Like I don't like do all that background stuff. Like I wait till I'm alone and stuff to go live. Like I don't know. I think they're just professional, whatever. Cause like I try not to even cuss on like when I'm talking and stuff. Cause like that's what you should do. Like you shouldn't like build a character around somebody else. You should actually do that for yourself and not for like anybody else or whatever. But like I always try not to cuss and stuff, and I always try to control my anger and like to listen to people. So like, but my bad, sugar. Like when I was talking over you, I never apologized for that. But my bad for talking over you or whatever.
Oh, that's no problem. because I know that sometimes when it get deep, everybody trying to make a point, so it's no problem. Because
Yes, like yeah, I was just making sure that because like I'm not that type of person like to do something and don't apologize for it or whatever. Like I admitted that I talked over you or whatever. Like some people like they don't have control over their stuff to actually apologize for their actions or whatever. But but what the word said, hold on, I forgot what he said. But
they
yeah, he
should
said
just turn the option off.
but he
No,
said
don't turn the
that
option off. Because one day I'm supposed to be sleeping right now. 'Cause my everything hurt. My everything. I mean, you can from my toe to my hair follicles. I mean, everything hurts. Right.
Oh,
wow.
Sugar, if you're hurting like that, sweetie, please drop down.
Now I'm gonna
It's
drop
all
down
good.
Yes.
when I'm drop down when I'm ready.
See,
you know,
see,
you
see,
you
you're
know
so
me
much like
already.
me.
You
I
know
already
me.
know.
Even when I be doing my own live, I'm going to keep going now because I don't know if y'all got the early polls where y'all at, but we got the early polls. So that's like 12 days straight, and it's like 11, 14 hours. Then my program starts a couple of days later, and they plus on top of that they painted the house. That's why y'all haven't been seeing me on. I mean, seeing me on, but I did go on yesterday.
Oh, I
That
didn't get the notification.
you got to get it. That hyena got me mad again. But
Oh, I already know. I know.
and then this other one, yeah. But another thing too, I really wish that you would do what stories like that. I think that do you I think that it's a blessing that you were able to, get out of that. But I just really wish that you know, bring some other people, bring some other people in. Like I don't know, I'm not saying be a counselor or something like that, but some maybe God used you to help others because you're a strong woman.
Right. But
So
yeah,
don't.
cause like this it's my bad. I don't mean to cut you off cause like I done seen like every time like I like communicate with people, people tell me like you communicate well with people and like you actually help people whatever. Cause like one time like I seen somebody come in something and like I actually been through a lot of relationships or whatever. And I forgot what I even told her because like I just told her from my heart and whatever and she was like wow, like you told me some things that I didn't even like hit on with you, and like you actually like said some things that's so true. It actually made me cry. I'm like, wow, for real. Like, even though I
Hmm.
didn't hear her, but I'm just saying, like, I just spoke from my heart. Like, sometimes, like, I be actually had to take a break from on here because, like, sometimes, like, it really drained my energy. Because, like, sometimes I be like, well, I went to bed at this certain time or whatever, but like, I just feel so tired. Like, when I actually tell people how I feel, like it just drained my energy so bad. Like at first, like I didn't realize it. I'm thinking like, oh, maybe because I went to bed late. Okay, I didn't sit here and took a nap, went to sleep and everything, and I still feel tired like I'm a pregnant woman or something like that. Like I didn't even think about it till like on one time like I was talking to someone. I'm like, I didn't go live because I was asleep. I was tired. And I'm like, but I didn't know why I was tired. So I actually thought about it. Like I be telling people like how I really feel like and I did that my whole life and I always will do that. Like sometimes like I be trying to take a break for like coming on panels and stuff like that, but I just can't because like it's just me. Like I always love voicing my opinion because like Marlene said, like I didn't have that like I didn't like have that going up like I didn't have like the voice to talk because like I just felt like I couldn't talk because like these people like they made me seem like that I shouldn't voice my opinion and see now like I'm around people that understand me like I'm around people that get me or whatever like and it's crazy how like I'm just keep connecting with people that like not with no drama and stuff like that because you cannot pick the people you connect with and to connect with good people whatever like that's just a blessing because like I never did like I never felt comfortable with like talking about stuff from my past. I really need to slow down because like I be talking so fast and I be losing my breath. And it's crazy how like because like
Well,
and I get that from my mom. Like my mom used to talk fast too. But you can go ahead.
I just want to I didn't know you have a page. Hopefully, before the end of the show, Marlene will drop the links. On my other channel, girl, it might be a little bit too much for you. But you come on over to Tony T. You can come over to Tony T.
Sis,
But
don't be telling them that. I be right there with my hot tea and my snacks.
that girl, I be having a ginger ale. I can't do my cookies no more. I can't eat my sweets, so I have to get the sugarless stuff, right? Cause every time I go to the doctor, they want to come minding my business and add to my comments something with you. But now you gotta take this new pill, cause now you got sugar, or now you got high blood pressure, and now I ain't got high blood pressure, but now you got cholesterol. I'm like, listen, I'm not coming back here anymore. I didn't ask you to test me for nothing. My doctor's that thorough. Every time I see the man, I gotta have a panic attack, anxiety attack. I don't, what? Sometimes I walk in there and walk right back out, right? But like I said, I'm glad you got your voice. What do you do on your channel?
I do hair. I do my natural hair, and I do my nails, and I do like
Oh,
lives and stuff. I do lives on like topics or whatever, and like sometimes I just do a pop up and stuff like that. And like I do a lot of shorts and stuff like this. That's basically all I do. Like I'm really trying to do more. Like I want to try doing reaction videos, but then again, like I really don't want to do that. So I don't know. Like, but I'm really just trying to find ways to grow my channel more.
girl, that's work, but you could do it. You can do.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
do it.
Too. All I will say is you just continue to be yourself. Because on this app, you have to be a strong individual. You got to have a strong mind. You got to know what you're trying to do, because people will really get to you. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
Right.
don't let people get to you. Don't let people get under
Yeah.
your skin. And that's one of the reasons why anytime I start taking this app too serious and start getting in my feelings, I'm like, oh, time for me to go.
Not
Right. And
me.
I do the
Not
same thing
me.
as
I'm
you
coming
should.
back and like I said, no, I take a break from. I don't. I don't want to get myself to a point where I need to take a break. I just take a break when I feel like I've been, even if nothing is going on, because I don't. I have to keep a balance. So I take a break from whatever is in life that I do. Too much routine, or I feel like I have to do it. I have to take a break from it.
Yes. Sugar, I
Just
do the same thing. Cause
that's
like,
I don't want to be dependent or on anything. I don't want all these mechanisms. So sometimes I take a day off or take a couple of days off, but not because of nobody. Because baby, baby,
oh my
sis,
god.
sis, you already know how my personality is, and I know how yours is. My mouth is too slick. I can't do it. I was like,
that's
I
why.
said, let me go.
Because I'm telling you,
Yes.
I've been so tired. Sometimes Marlene be working. She be in my room. She be working, girl. But I was like, I ain't got no time to get. I wanted to cover some of the stuff with that, but I'm like, I've been so tired. So I gotta catch up. I ain't got the energy for that. It's too much.
I already told you what I'm gonna start doing.
Right.
And I think that I want you to do it. And word, I got a few people in mind. I want to start doing some channel takeover stuff.
Like
Let some
we did a
let
King Cab
somebody take over
takeover.
your channel. Yeah.
Cab did mine. We did a King Cab takeover a couple of times, and
No, but
even
what I'm trying to say is when I say channel takeover, I don't even need to be there. I'm just gonna chill in the comments. I'm not gonna even come up there. Like, you do your thing. You say whatever you
no,
I
that's what
like that.
I
I
had.
like that idea.
No,
Can I join?
me and Cab do that. It's called King Cab Takeover.
Oh yeah. But
You
that's what I'm
probably
trying to
missed
say.
them.
That's what I'm gonna be starting up
Yeah,
next month. I'm
we
gonna
did
start doing some
that.
channel takeover stuff.
Yeah, we and here go all the women, and yeah, but we did that a couple of times. I said, oh, and then even when we did
Hey
the
Dave.
iPod, the first the podcast, that was the King Cap did it twice. I just came at the end to to end it, but he, yeah, we,
Oh, that's what I must have missed because I was like, I thought this was a takeover, but I still saw you there. So I was like, I'm confused. I was like, I must have been drinking.
and then the other one I was down. Well, we do a king cab takeover because if the men that's in, they can get a man's point of view. So then I'll let him do a king cab takeover, and that's fun. It really is fun.
Yeah, because I'm just
Yeah,
gonna be in the comments listening. I mean, yeah, just listening. I'm not coming up there.
And I'll be in the comments too. But yeah, but
Mhm.
it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's really cool. But I want to get back to the mass takeover. When the mass takeover, like I said, it's that in between of why they don't like me and why can't I make them like me or why they don't love me. Why I can't make them love me. And then you're stuck in it. What can I do? And that's where a lot of women get stuck at because they're waiting for, if it's a mate of yours, they're waiting for that Prince Charming to come back. Or if it's a parent, then you're waiting for them to acknowledge your existence, give
And
you
it will
that
never
love,
happen.
give you that love that every child should feel. So when that mask fall off, like I said, it's like your whole body is shattered. Some people resort to becoming angry. Some women or some men, they become addicts. Some become alcoholics. Some go join a cult. some
Some
join a,
some
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 join
people.
cults.
Yeah, and some people get involved in promiscuity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some run to the wrong churches. you
Hmm.
know, because people, we run away. So that's why it's always good to have this. But yeah, I always have to say that you don't have to go, but I think that's in case somebody else is watching. I always promote just go have a conversation
Hmm. And,
because
and
in
and I will add to that, sis. Also, we gotta understand, like, especially if you're working somewhere. I didn't even know that, but your insurance pays for you to have 1 to 2 visits with a therapist per year. But
yeah,
we have to be informed about those things. I learned that from, the job that I have with medical coding. I learned that there is some things within your job that you are entitled to have 1 or 2 visits, or when major life things happen, like you have a child, somebody dies, you are entitled from your job to be able to have certain
and
things.
there's some medical clinics that does it for free too. There's some medical clinics that does it for free. But yeah, we have to, like I said, talk to somebody or we're gonna become them. But I just want to say too, because she said, she's glad that she no drama or whatever. So her being around negative people is one of her triggers. She's gonna have to get over that too, because you can't stop negative people.
right.
So sometimes you can't run away from that and say, I have to be under only Wusa. So then
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta put yourself in that to say, okay, what am I gonna do? Like
right,
what am I gonna do? And do I avoid everything because of this person or that energy? Or can I just act like they're not there? Because that probably take time too, because I know when I'm going through something, that's all I want is positive energy around me. But I also know you're never going to get away from negative energy. It's not going to
right,
happen.
right,
Yeah, and that's why it's so important, for if you feel that you're going through something and you feel like you're not balanced. I speak about mental health all the time. If you feel like your mental health is on the line and you're not thinking or acting properly, have a conversation with somebody. It doesn't always have to be a therapist. It could be a counselor, somebody that you trust. But a lot of times we bottle up things, because not just men, because a lot of men will say that too. Um, that they were raised to never share their emotions. They were always taught to be tough and everything. But some ladies too, because it happened to me. That's how I was raised. You know, by the time my parents got to me, having the 10th child, they was like, you need to be tough. You know, like, you know, we're older, and I don't want to see all that. And you shouldn't cry. So it's not something that is just gender specific, even though I will say 100% that most parents will say to a boy, you shouldn't cry and show emotion, in cases like mine as well. Like when you're taught to like never show your emotion, and you got to be tough, because my parents tried to raise me as a boy because that's what my mom wanted. So that's a whole nother topic anyways.
Well, for me, I just think the point of how kids grew up really being kids. So I don't know if you would say make that a boy, but we did what the boys did. So they may call that masculine energy today, but listen, kids played back in them days. You fell, threw balls, handball, and kids do what kids did. We were kids. I don't know her age bracket, but we didn't have all the nice. We had the cement there, so if you fell, if you fell, you ain't had that black that cushion. We ain't had them cushions in the playground, okay? So you had to have plenty of days. Your knees were scarred up. This was scarred up. I need a break too. I've been addicted since 2020 shut down. I mean, you gotta remember too, YouTube could be, if you see it as a job, that's some people, that's their job. That's and so, you know, same way you go to work every day, and then like me, I have been out the loop. So much has went on. I'm not gonna be able to catch up. I'm not gonna be able to catch up. It's not gonna happen. I get bits and pieces while I'm sitting in there, but I don't see everything. I'm like, wow, she back? What? She back? What? She stole somebody's girlfriend? What? This one back with that one? I'm missing all this good stuff, but I really don't have the time. But
Exactly. Um, and that's why I always say that, I personally, because I'm gonna rep where when I grew up in the 80s, and things was just different back then. Like it was about community, and a lot of things just used to happen, and like it doesn't happen anymore, and it makes me so sad for the youth. And I know that we're not talking about that right now, but I think it adds to certain things that, now, because people don't rally together about certain things, that lots of things happen, and people don't want you to check the children and check a situation, and if something is happening, people don't want you to get involved in their business. So that's a whole thing. But I feel like this was a good topic, and I thank y'all so much for coming up today, Toot and Sugar Love, and also the Word. It was a good topic. I'm glad to cover it. I'm talking about the mask falling off, and it was definitely something that I needed to get off my chest. I didn't, when I came live, I always said that I was gonna, I'm only gonna be on here for a few minutes,
don't we all?
I say that all the time.
Don't we all?
and I get so mad because I was supposed to go into somebody else's live, but then it started getting
Oh,
hot, and I was like, well, oh well.
And same here. I supposed to be with somebody else live too, cause like I always show that person support. But like I got glued in, cause like at first like I was in the chat, I'm like I really need to come up and voice my opinion, like, cause like I was actually like I was listening, but like I'm really like I really want her to like hear me, like, and not like hear me in through a text, like, or whatever. But yeah, I really appreciate you for letting me up, and I really appreciate you too, Sugar. and the words too. I really appreciate all y'all so much for listening and understanding me.
Yeah. Anytime, you're always welcome over here. And I thank everybody for their support. And I'm gonna send you a link to Toot's channel, Sugar, on your IG, because I don't
All
know
right.
how to put it in
Uh,
here.
Oh,
uh,
you gotta
uh,
you can't put it on the device you on. It won't let you. You gotta put it on
No,
the you gotta huh.
no, it won't let me.
now what she say? Um, we yeah, we 80 babies. I believe it like that. I probably think she meant we was playing in the 80s, but she said we 80 babies, so we gonna leave it right there. We gonna leave it there. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're gonna
Yep.
leave it there. Yep.
Right there. I need to that. But either way, when the mask fall off, because we want to end it the way, just to give any last thoughts of when you realize not how you recovered, but when the mask actually falls off. Any other last things that anybody would like to say about how you felt or what you went through when the mask fell off, not recovered or whatever, just at that point, so other women can relate to us.
Well, I'm just gonna say that I when you start seeing certain things, and when you're able to actually get away from it, don't take it inward. Don't beat up yourself for it. Say it is for what it is, and I would like to say, like, what do you call it? Pay it forward. Help another person who has been through the same situation. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I love to motivate and encourage other women and men, because I was at a place in my life where I was, I guess you could say, like rock bottom. A lot of you may not know my story, but I was at a point where I was rock bottom, and I could have just given up, but I chose to shift. And for some, they would say that the spirit drew me to do certain things, but it's some of that, but also I had a strong desire to want better than what I was seeing out there. So when you see things, and when people do things wrong to you and the mask falls off, just know that eventually, when you get away from that person, make sure that you learn why you accepted certain things, so that you don't repeat the same process in finding another person just like them.
I totally agree with you, Marlene. Like everything you said is on point. Like, but I just want to add, like at the time, like when you going through something, you're gonna feel like you can't come out of it because like that's your thought in your head. Like you're gonna feel like you're not gonna have better days or whatever, but like you just gotta have that, like Marlene, you gotta have that desire to want to do better. You gotta have that desire to change things that you went through and whatever. And like Marlene said, like don't like take the things that you went through and actually learn from them. Like don't repeat the same cycle or whatever, because like just 'cause, like you older don't mean like you cannot learn new stuff. Like you
Mm-hmm.
actually have to
Mm-hmm.
learn things to actually not to go through things. And sometimes it takes you to go through things to learn things. So like actually sit back and like think like what did I do wrong or whatever, or what did like I do to accept this behavior and stuff like that and actually learn from it. But yes, I totally agree with you, Marlene. But that's all I had to say.
And I just want to say, take the time and feel every emotion. Don't discard it, even if it's people say hate is a strong word, but hey, God said it's a time to love and it's a time to hate. Don't try to block that out and say, "Oh, well, no." If you're angry, it's okay to be angry. Whatever you're feeling, because you have to go through the different steps. You can come out to be the victory. So if you're angry, if you feel you've been played, if you feel you've been manipulated, well, however how you feel, it's okay. Don't let nobody tell you how to feel. Don't let nobody say, oh, it's going to get better. We know this already, but sometimes people don't need to hear that at that time. Sometimes people just need a listening ear, because you have to go through all them emotions when things happen to you. Don't try to keep it in and then make it seem like things are okay when it's not. Because then you're gonna, when it come out, like it might come out on the wrong person, or you may do things. But go through every emotion, and remember, don't take blame for their bad behavior. Put it on them. And no, you're not dumb. No, you're not stupid. No, you're not any of them negative things that went through your mind, or thinking I should have known better, or you know, hey, just go through it. Just go through it. Trust the process.
Mhm. And while you're going through that, you may feel that you will never get through it and it will never get better. But one day you're gonna rise past it, and you're gonna be even stronger than you were before everything that happened to you happened. So thank you everybody for joining me today. Thanks Sugar Love, Toot, the Word, everybody who is in the chat. Thank you so much. This is a very important topic, and I can't wait to do a channel takeover. I don't know who I'm gonna get first. I think I have to wait until Sis gets better for her to do a channel takeover over here, but I'm gonna ask one of y'all to do a channel takeover so I could take a break for a few days.
Oh, well, I want to see somebody take. I want to take over when I talk about that daggone hyena. I'm tired of talking about her, but I want to. I can't. I'm gonna stay on her, boy. She
Oh,
talking about
you
my
need to.
talking about my Tupac yesterday. I'm like, lady, I'm
Oh,
cool.
I know. I was mad. I already knew. I said, "Ooh, I know sis is mad."
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, I did.
I'm like, no, she didn't.
I was like, okay. You know how like when you start getting, I was like, okay, I need to turn this off because
No, because you gotta listen to me. Get her. Get her.
no,
Wait.
I'm gonna listen to you get her, but I'm not gonna be. I didn't want to hear any more what she had to say.
No, how do you wait till somebody, two people is long gone, and then now you want try? No, you ain't did half of the things that woman did. All you do is sit there and get money from men all day and act like you're orthodontic, whatever you want to call it, and
Yeah,
then I want to do. I mean, any of them mammies or male worshippers, they all gonna get it, because I think that's poison to the community. That's poison.
of
And
course it is.
you're sending people out there, sending young girls out there to the wolves.
Mhm.
You're training them to be, to learn how to listen. Women, you are the way you are. Don't let nobody say masculine. Don't let nobody say feminine. It doesn't exist.
Yep, you're just a strong woman. That's all.
That's it.
Period. And the same thing for men. You're just a strong man, and I want to hear nothing else.
Or you could be a man that has feelings, and it's okay.
Right.
So, but
Nothing wrong with having feelings, fellas.
you
So
know,
thank y'all so much. Appreciate you. I'll see you guys on the next show.
but I might go live.
Oh, you're gonna go
Lord's
live now?
willing. Hey, girl, I'm supposed to be sleeping right now. I gotta go. I gotta be up out of here 7 in the morning. It's already 12 o'clock.
Girl, go
But
to bed.
I am. But I gotta get on that lady. I said tomorrow, because I gotta get back on the hyena.
Oh
Right.
boy.
But don't
O-
forget to click into. But that'll be about 8:30.
Okay. Tomorrow?
Yeah, but then I gotta be back at 6. Either way, I'm gonna try for it to be tomorrow. I'm gonna
Okay.
try for it to be tomorrow. But I
Just send
enjoyed
me a
you.
link.
Yeah, I enjoyed, this is my favorite place to be. I'm so glad I was able to make it. Nice meeting you too.
Thank
Thank
you. It's
you.
nice
And
meeting you
stay
too.
strong, my sister.
You do the
I
same.
I am so proud of you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Same
Hmm.
to you too. Thank you so much. Same to you too, Marlene. I really appreciate
Thank
everybody
you.
or
Thank you
whatever.
so much.
And I
Oh,
just wanna
and I also have to do a shout out to the Word because I hear he just got monetized.
Yeah,
Oh,
congratulations.
bro.
congratulations. Whoop, whoop.
So I think he's gonna party tonight at 12:30. So I'll be over there. I may be asleep. I may pop in for a minute and then may go to sleep. But yeah, congratulations are in order. So thank y'all. See you on the next one,
Okay. See you later.
everybody.
Have
All
a nice,
right.
blessed night.
All right now.
Bye, guys.